Now we are going to start chapter 3, that is current electricity. I think all of you have some idea what is current and electricity. So what is current? If there is a flow of charges, it may be positive or negative, then there will be a current. If there is a flow of charge, then there is a current. Now how to measure the electric current? The electric current can be measured by the rate of flow of charges through a unit area. So in other words, we can say the amount of charges following normal to a cross section area per unit time is electric current. Okay, the flow of charges should be normal to a cross section. Suppose this is a conductor, electron are following in this direction, and this is a normal plane, normal to the flow of electric charges. So in mathematical form we can write I equals to dq by dt, that means rate of flow of charges, and the unit of current is SI unit is coulomb per second, or it is ampere. Okay, now the next topic is Ohm's law. I think all of you know what is Ohm's law. Mathematical form of Ohm's law is V proportional to I, that is potential difference between the two terminal of a conductor is proportional to electric current, but the condition is at constant temperature and pressure. Why? I will discuss it later. So if we omit this proportional sign, there will be a constant, and this constant is called resistance. Okay, and this resistance or this constant of a conductor depends on some property, and this property number one is material of the conductor. That is, if the material changes, the resistance will change. For nickel, copper, iron, aluminium, resistance will vary according to the material of the conductor. And number two is dimensions of the conductor, means length, breadth, cross section area, etc. Resistance is the restriction of flow of charges in the conductor, and this restriction is due to the vibration of the immobile ion in the conductor as well as the collision between the other electron in the conductor. And here I have written resistance of flow of charge, generally electron, are due to the vibration of immobile atoms in the conductor. If there is a potential difference between the conductor, then the electron will get moved from one end to another end, and the atoms will get more energy to vibrate. So the vibration will increase, and the electron transferring the collision will increase. So this is the reason of this resistance. So as the temperature increases, the vibration of the ions or molecules, atoms increases, so resistance will increase. So resistance is temperature dependent. So if we discuss the dependence of this resistance, then that material of the conductor, if we fix this material of the conductor and only change the dimension, then this resistance R will proportional to the length of the conductor. If length is increased, the resistance will also increase, and inversely proportional to the area of the cross section area of the conductor. Okay, so combining these two equations, we will get R is proportional to L by A. So if we omit this proportional sign, then there will be constant, and this constant is represented by the term rho L by A, and this constant is called resistivity of the conductor, and this resistivity depends on the material of the conductor but doesn't depend on the dimension of the conductor. See, the resistance depends on dimension as well as the material, but this resistivity doesn't depend on the dimension but depends on the material of the conductor. According to Ohm's law, V is equals to Ri. So if we put this R from here, then it will be rho L by A into I. Okay, and rho, this I by A put one side, rho L, and this I by A is called current density. So rho L, current density, is denoted by J. So J is called current density, and this is I by A, that is current following normal to unit area. So generally density means something divided by volume, but in case of current, it is divided by the cross section area of the conductor. Now from this equation, this L is the length of the conductor and rho is the resistivity. Okay, now this equation is V equal to this. Now V, they take this L in the denominator, V by L, this is rho into J. This V by L is what? We know that electric field is equals to dV dx. That means electric field is potential difference divided by length of the conductor. So here this is what? Potential difference divided by length of the conductor. So this is electric field is equals to rho into J. And again we know inverse of this resistivity is called conductivity. So conductivity is denoted by sigma and this is 1 by rho. Okay, so here put J equals to 1 by rho into E, and this 1 by rho is sigma E. So J equals to sigma E. So J is the current density, E is the electric field, sigma is the conductivity of the material. This is another form of Ohm's law, and this is a standard note. So from this equation it is clear that the current density will follow the direction of electric field.